Welcome to my gender reveal party where I'm going to go completely off my nuts if I so dare to get the 50-50 outcome that comes with having a baby. I want my baby's underpants business to be that of a hot dog shape. And if I don't get that, why am I going to be so gender disappointed? But wait, there's more. I'm gonna post my awful reaction over on TikTok where it's gonna go really viral. My kid is gonna see it in the future, possibly be used against my kid by high school bullies. Mommy didn't want them because they weren't that gender. No! Gender reveals have always been of interest to me, and no, it's not because I've got a little drama queen cooking in the oven by the merch. As if you're a real drama queener, you would know that I have been quite outspoken on never having one of my own. But they confuse me for the most part because why spend so much money, time, and effort into doing a whole entire gender reveal party if you're gunning to have the opposite outcome? Furthermore, being upset that the results of the reveal aren't quite what you would hoped for or even wanted in the very first place.
Makes me a girl and I'm upset. So let's just get this over with.
Stop. Don't say you're gonna be upset.
I'm gonna be upset, being honest.
From plane crashes to actual crash outs, gender reveals over on TikTok never failed to feed my belief of how unnecessary they all are. It's fine to have a preference on which gender your little baby comes out as. It's the carrying on about it, posting it to TikTok, where the child could possibly come across the video, see that they weren't wanted, and potentially have internal conflicts about the very fact. Not to mention having it possibly used against the child in the very future. Guys, I am currently on the scene at my current location as there has been reported paranormal incidents. I have only been out here for what, a couple of minutes, and I can't shake this cold feeling that I'm getting. I really wish right about now I had a new high quality hoodie. Locals have described an incredibly stylish, niche, underground, fashionable, limited edition drama queen hoodie floating about. But where is it? Guys, where is she? Caitlin, where are you? Caitlin!
What's happening?
Should we call the police? Caitlin! Caitlin! Hey, where did you get that hoodie? What? Is it the hoodie? Caitlin! Link is in description. Fire!
Layton, ready?
Brinley, watch out.
2, 3.
You know, I can somewhat understand the reaction of the mother, given the fact that she has 2 sons already, throwing an entire gender reveal party only to see, wow, another one. But, big butts and I cannot lie, she should have seen this coming. Hey, put down the middle fingers, put down the fists, okay? I know you're just like, oh, but drama queen, she is pregnant and hormonal. How could you not know that, fellow woman? I mean, duh. Yeah, obvi. However, the gender of the child up in that womb holds a 50-50 chance of potentially being a boy or a girl. In the case that you have a strong, heavy preference for the gender of the baby, maybe it's not so ideal throwing an entire party surrounding the fact. Like, if it's really that serious and you have to have a party for the gender of the baby, maybe it should be, I want a girl party. And look, it maybe sounds like I don't have empathy for gender dissatisfaction, or what is commonly known as gender disappointment. I just think it's wild to be acting like that if you know that you're having a baby that could come out as one or the other. Unfortunately, you're just not in that kind of control to make those kinds of decisions up in there. God forbid a boy mom wants to be a girl mom. Y'all are so insensitive. I would scream too. Dealing with the adult version of your man play 3 mini hymns? Yeah, no. I'm straight, but like, other straights? Okay? Sorry guys, I'm wearing the Drama Queen graphic tee. It makes me feel some type of way. Y'all know you can find a partner that you actually like, right? I made the decision, as heavy as it is at times, to not have children because I struggle to show up for myself most days. So I am not going to be bringing something into this world and for them potentially having to deal with that. Not that I think that I would ever be a bad mum, but I just don't want that kind of responsibility, and that's that. Point being, I love the person that I am with. So yeah, I would actually like 3 mini hymns or hers. I don't know why within these kinds of conversations we have to bring up how much we hate our partner, you know, the one that we're having babies with. But hey, I mean, shit, the balloons in the background are the colors of the trans flag, so hey, I mean, she still might have a chance. But all jokes aside, this is what happens with baby making. It isn't all about you and what you want sometimes. You are bringing life into this world, something that thing did not ask for, and you're upset about the gender? Gender doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day if these boys are raised right, which it was honestly quite concerning to see how many comments were like, oh my god, yep, I get this, mom, we don't need any more men in the world. And it's kind of just like, that is really disgusting considering that's an unborn child you're talking about. People were also in the comments defending the mum by saying, well, she's probably only that upset because she knows she's gonna have to keep on trying for a girl. Or how about this? How about we normalizing just accepting the fact that these are the genders of the kids that we're gonna have, so we're not gonna continue trying because we don't need 12 kids until we get a girl. And I mean, if that's what you want to do, by all means, go ahead, I guess. For instance, I have to accept the fact that I'm just going to be child-free for the rest of my life. And that means that I will never meet the mini version of me. Kid who has my eyes. The kid who has my partner's nose. Like, it sucks. And that's why I hate whenever these parents tack on mountains of excuses as to why they reacted this way. Now, hormones can play a major part in acting in a way that you usually wouldn't. But it's kind of just like, if you knew that you wanted a girl oh so badly, what the fuck was the point of the gender reveal? And even more so, why did you post that shit to TikTok? That kid does not need to see that in the future.
I'm gonna do a little piece.
The whole thing.
No, I want to share it with people. Cheers.
Cheers.
What do you think, boy or girl? Girl, I want a girl.
I don't really know.
You ready?
Yeah. You ready?
3.
Yes.
You ready?
You ready?
3, 2. Wait, close your eyes. Right
Close
here. 3, 2.
Close my eyes or what?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, go.
Tell me to open them.
You ready?
You pull it out yet?
Pull it out, pull it out.
Open them?
No!
It's a boy.
What the fuck? I'm gonna give our girl some grace here because, like all of the women in today's video, they are pregnant, and pregnancy brings on insane hormones that could cause one to act with rather strong emotions because they're not really thinking about that in the moment. They're thinking about this thing that is so big in their minds. But I just can't help but mention the fact how childish I find it to be to get up, run away, and wail about it. The baby boy is still in your belly, babe. I don't know where you're running from because he's up in there. He's not going anywhere. And as you could imagine, people did not take kindly to this TikTok whatsoever, as yes, people over on that Forsaken Clock app can take things ultra personally all the damn time. However, she chose to post this video. So whilst it's valid to experience gender disappointment, it's also quite valid to critique this and be like, maybe we should not have posted this, as it could be potentially harmful for the child's mental health in the future when they do inevitably get to see this video. And that boy is never gonna hear the end of it. How his mum didn't want him because he's not a girl. How his mum doesn't love him all the way because he's not a girl. And whilst that's all untrue, as the mum is only reacting based on the information that she didn't want to hear, it really doesn't stop kids from being ruthless at school. And with social media being ever so present in our everyday lives, it is only going to get so much worse for these children. It's exactly why I would advise parents to not post shit like this, because not everything is about you, babe. Pregnancy is essentially like getting on the slaps and hoping that the dragon links are gonna make your pockets deep with them big gold balls. There's a 50-50% chance that you might win all that money tonight, or you might walk out the door empty-handed. It's always a gamble having a child because they're not always going to live up to the made-up fantasy that you have going on within your head. This TikToker is acting like she had no clue that getting pregnant meant that there was a 50% possibility of the child being a boy, of the child being a girl. Come to find out in the comments, however, they already have 2 boys. In which people in the comments were trying their darndest to validate her crash out as, can a girl just not want to have a girl? Yes, a grown woman can want to have a mini her. But why are we acting as if it is completely okay to post these kinds of crash outs that the kids are gonna see in the future? This one is just really strange because yes, whilst these kind of gender reveals exist, they aren't nearly as violent as this one. I mean, we got to the end here where it's revealed the pair are having a girl, and for some reason he goes back for some more. This one in particular is a little disturbing because at least with the TikToks that we've seen so far, they've just been crash outs, which is, yeah, still shitty, but this is on an entire different level, insinuating the fact that you aren't too jazzed by the results. It's just honestly sickening to me, and yes, I am totally going to judge a book by its cover here when I see that there wasn't any love, no excitement, no jumping for joy over the fact that they're having a girl. It was just, ugh. Look, I love being with women, but I don't want to have a kid, and that's a woman. As I just know that this reveal, the way they did the reveal, was all his idea. In other videos of similar reveals, we see that these dudes aren't hitting their girlfriend's hand as hard as this dude is. I don't know, guys, this one was just a bit too much for me because, like I just said, in other videos like this one, they do not go this south. Lil bro is way too old to be acting like this. Pack it up. I can't help but wonder if this little boy's reaction was fueled by seeing his father also not being too jazzed over the fact that they're having a girl. We see that the dad automatically goes to put his hands on his head, almost like, oh no, it's a girl. And then the boy smashes the glass without thinking, hey, you know, my pregnant mum is right next to me. I probably shouldn't be smashing glass near pregnant women. Now, believe me, kids act out, they hear news, they look at their parents' reaction, and they're like, you know what, I gotta imitate this. Oh my God, no, I'm so mad because look at dad, he's upset. But it makes complete sense when we see the boy looking directly at his dad for how he should be feeling about the situation. And honestly, this is quite gross, as we're constantly seeing a pattern here of parents acting just like the children that they're having. Like, dude, you already have a boy and a girl. Maybe with the other people that we've mentioned in today's video, they all have the same gender of kids. So not saying that that makes it any more okay to crash the out over the gender of a person, but you'll have a boy and a girl. The odds of you having the boy were just the same amount of odds as having a girl. And to not prepare yourself for how you're going to act in front of your children is just plain stupid. The moment of the mum and the poor little girl being so excited and overjoyed by the news, completely ruined by the men. I mean, who would have thunk? Like, mate, you couldn't just pretend for a second that you're happy with the news, and once you're in private, you're like, oh dang, you know, that's not what I was hoping for. But then again, like, why are you having children if you can't accept the fact that they could come out one or the other? But this is possibly one of the worst gender reveals that I have ever seen over on TikTok.
Oh, not again! Not again!
Saying not again and losing your fucking shit in front of your wife and your two daughters is absolutely disgusting. You could see the oldest girl's face completely drop, and then she walks away, probably out of complete sadness that it seems like her dad doesn't want her or her sister or her soon-to-be little sister. Not again, bro. Like, this implies that you have tried to have a boy as quick as possible right after the newborn baby in your wife's fucking arms. All because you selfishly want a son. Like, look, I get it. I empathize with every single parent that wants a particular gender of child in their lives. When you're having children, that's not always going to happen. Sometimes you could fucking lose it. That should be your worst fear. I know that I'm speaking as a childless person, but personally, my biggest fear would be losing the kid. My biggest fear would not be the fact that, oh my God, another boy? Oh my God, I didn't have a girl. No. But drama queen, until you're a parent, you're not going to understand, are you? I'm sorry that I appreciate all genders the exact same as maybe the one that I'm preferring. And in that very case, just by the way, I do not have any preference. Resenting the baby even before she is born is wild, bro. I don't know that for certain, but to see the mum's face drop and defend this wretch in the comments is unsurprising. It is not her fault for only producing girls. Maybe we should blame your seed, bro, because it seems that all your seeds are girls. But do we have to remind people once again that having a kid is a gamble and you're not always gonna get what you want? For all the Karens out there moaning about how we reacted, yes, was a little disappointed that it's not what we was hoping for, but that doesn't mean she will be any less loved. Why are you saying we, babe? That wasn't you reacting negatively. That was you reacting in a way because you knew that your husband was not going to take the news well, like we just saw. All I saw was a man acting improper in front of his girls and his woman. You, by the way, didn't react in a poor way. I really hate when women take on their man's actions like their own, because it's just like, sweetheart, what is he doing? Because my whole thing is like, if he was going to get this upset about possibly having another girl, maybe we just shouldn't have had any more kids. Maybe we should have just stopped at the second one. And also, it's not people being Karens pointing out the fact that your husband is acting in a way that's quite poor. The gender disappointment excuse can only go so far with all of the TikToks that we've seen in today's video. Gender reveals seem to be quite pointless, because in every single one that we've seen in today's video, they have not gone well. Like, we should just stop having them, because it seems that nobody is ever happy by the reveal. I think y'all should start having gender want parties, because I feel like it would go a lot better than these ones. So with all of that being said, in today's video, everybody, have you attended or have you had a gender reveal party yourself where it didn't go quite how you wanted it to? Let me know down the comment section below, or if you want to email me with more of your story, let me know at dramakweensubmissions@gmail.com. I just want to thank everybody who has bought merch so far. Like, we sent out so many orders last week. There is a free print that is sent with every single order with a little handwritten message from yours truly. Thank you for your never-ending support. I cannot believe we is at 800k. Like, what the fuck? 800,000 yappers, 800,000 drama queeners. This is crazy. Thank you for your stay in Yappersville today, everybody. Take care of yourselves, and most of all, love your fucking selves.